Finding the place to park. Finally, after checking out 50 places, I chose where I am now.
So here it comes. My house is arriving.
I let go of about 80 to 90% of my possessions and just kept what was meaningful to me, what were my favorite things. Hi there, I'm Wendy. Come join me for a tour. I moved to 399 square feet, so yes, this is a big tiny home, but still a major change for me because I was coming from a traditional home, and it was coming from 2,200 square feet with a 2.5 car garage, and I let go of about 80 to 90% of my possessions and just kept what was meaningful to me, what were my favorite things, and what I thought would be useful and would work well in the new home and in the new life. And yes, you can have a large TV in a tiny home. The house came complete with this media wall built in, and it's got track lighting behind it, which is kind of fun, and it gives a little bit of storage space. What was important to me was just a relaxing place, cozy, but there's enough room for guests, there's enough room for friends and family. The furniture, interestingly, already came with the house, so that was pretty straightforward. I have the recliner, and this is a 72-inch sleeper sofa, but the desk was my grandmother's, and it's an antique from the 1930s, and I really, coming to someplace all new, I just really wanted a piece of history with me, and it was just important to be able to get this in here underneath the window was just kind of the natural spot for it. What I love about this living room being raised is this amazing storage underneath. There's 18 inches of storage, and it's wonderful to be able to put things away safely outside. And it's raised 18 inches, so there's steps right here, which again just defines the space, because then you're in your living room versus being in the kitchen, and the kitchen is mid-entry and it's 13.5 feet, so you've got full height in the kitchen. So it just feels large. It doesn't feel like a tiny home at this part. I looked at multiple park model homes as well as mobile homes as well as tiny homes to make this big decision. And when I found this kitchen, and it just was so big and just felt like a home, in combination with the storage being unique. There is a movable island, for instance, that seats 4, and it's also got full storage in it. And there is also a pull-out drawer that the appliances all go in. And the lower cabinets, I've ordered pull-out drawers for those too, because I'm finding those kind of deep at 24 inches. It's great to have the space, but it'll be easier to access. So pull-out drawers will be here soon. Again, just having cabinetry everywhere, putting it over the microwave and just putting it in all the different spots. Again, that corner cabinet too, with a display space was really important to me. Just being able to put that antique glass from my grandparents up there, because that just made it feel like home to me. Also, little tricks that many people have discovered, like getting the spices up on the refrigerator and having the magnetic shelves for those, just helps maximize the space. The water heater is actually under here, but there's still plenty of room to work with. It did not come with a dishwasher. I didn't do it because it would have been right here as a little 18-inch, which would have taken away a bank of drawers, and I would have ended up with one drawer only. A good trade-off for me. My home's name, her name is the Pirate Queen, and here is a picture up top of, it's actually a past life sketch of me as a pirate queen. So that just felt like the name for the house. It's the new adventure, do something different, and that just became the name. So she's got a place of honor here in the kitchen. When I'm cooking, the pantry is 2 steps away around the corner. There's more storage here. It certainly could be linen or any kind of storage you want it to be, but for me it was the perfect pantry. I discovered park model homes in Spokane Valley, and that was a big winner for multiple reasons. That is where I eventually purchased from, because they are the #1 dealer for park model homes throughout the entire United States, and they were right in Spokane Valley, which was where I was moving to. So I was able to go to their location and walk through 20 different models. And then the journey took a little twist and turn, and that's when the miracle happened, and Park Model Homes came back to me and said, how would you feel about purchasing an existing Woodland Park Vault we already have on our lot? You won't have to pay the transport. It's been our show model, so it's got many of the special customization you wanted, but you're gonna get an amazing deal. So the price I paid was $118, and all in with tax, transport to move it just locally from Spokane Valley to Spokane Valley, and with licensing, all in, I paid $129. I just loved the bathroom because there's so much counter space, there's so much storage, and it just felt comfortable. It was pretty. I just really, really liked the bathroom. I like having the display cabinets and their adjustable shelves. I love the Hollywood mirror. I've never had one of those before, and it's just a great way to really be able to see and do your makeup and do your hair. Underneath here is actually the furnace. And what they did is there's a shelf put in, and then the furnace is serviced from outside the house, just like the water heater is serviced from outside the house. The shower is a 39-inch shower, so that's great. It's just the perfect size for me. It's got the raised headwell, and I was able to put a little tension rod up there because I'm smaller, and I just leave it up there, and then if I need to hang laundry or anything wet, can just go right up there. And the storage is just fantastic. As I said, it's a regular household toilet, but just storage everywhere is wonderful. I loved this loft location because it's 55 inches and it allows me to use a regular task chair. And this is one of the few things I purchased, was just measured really carefully, like what was the largest desk I could get in here to just have room to be able to work, to write, to work with clients, and just be able to leave work at the end of the day too, just go back down on those stairs and not having work things spread out. I am a past life energy healer, and I work primarily with clients who are having issues with chronic pain, both physical and emotional, so helping them release pain, anxiety, and depression, or just stuck energy, feeling like they just cannot get life going in the direction that they want to go in. I've got storage over here in the secondary loft, the low clearance loft. A lot of people, I'm sure, use it for guest space. But for me, at this point, it's storage as I work my way through and let go of more things. And I've got a little bit more hanging space and just drawer space behind me. And it's just a cozy spot. It's just a happy place to be. Finding the place to park. So I was focused on the location, definitely. That was important to me, to be near my daughter and son-in-law and where my mother had purchased. And I could not find a tiny home community here. Finally, after checking out 50 places, online, phone calls, email, and visiting 12 in person and getting it down to 2 finalists, I chose where I am now. The price that I'm paying, my monthly rent is $500. And that includes my water and my sewer, and that includes snow removal. I didn't know how it was going to feel to be living in a mobile home park. Any concerns I had about it were gone within about a week of moving in. Most of the neighbors just stopped by and just came and introduced themselves and were just so warm and let me know how long they'd lived here and that they thought I would really like it. So here I am on the showcase lot with the showcase home, and just feeling really, really fortunate. Just the pieces came together so well. This is another main reason I was so fortunate to find the Woodland Park Vault unit. It's got a ground floor bedroom, and that was essential to me. I didn't want to be climbing a ladder or stairs in the middle of the night all the time. So, and it's just the perfect size. It's just cozy, but perfect size. And again, it had some display space, and also lots of cabinetry and USBs in the wall, and just lots of different, modern lighting. So you've got your reading light above the bed, and just the touches that you need, good big opening window, egress window. And this is also a Hydrolift bed. So it's a queen size bed, and it lifts up, and underneath is all storage. Here's the other view of the bedroom, and just all this built-in storage is perfect because you could not have fit this much storage yourself. So having it all built in and just be so nicely done. So there's two hers and hers closets, so they're 2.5 feet each for hanging space, and then drawers. So just that bank of drawers is wonderful. This is set up where it can be a TV or a computer or whatever can just plug in here, but for me, it was just decorative space and just kind of a little bit of space to breathe. And the only way that they can do a washer dryer in this unit is it would have actually have gone in here. I don't have a washer dryer, but giving up half the closet space, and there's a washer and dryer here for the community. So what's next? This is a great starting point. I feel really happy to be in this wonderful park. And what I'm planning next is purchase my own land and to put the tiny home legally on that. And then whatever property development might be needed or might already be in place. And because it's so important financially, because of course it's the land that's really increasing in value, because when you purchase a tiny home, particularly this style, because a park model is an RV, so it's going down in value potentially, and also you're paying that land rent every month, and you don't get that back. So next step would be to find that great piece of land, just attract that to me whenever that comes to me in this area, and then pay to have the home moved there and re-site it also, because there is a fair bit involved with siting a park model home. So I can best be reached via my website, which is my full name, which is wendyrosewilliams.com. I have a podcast called Waking Up Spiritually, and it's wakingupspiritually.com. And you can find my books on Amazon and Audible. So thank you so much for watching and for being here. I actually went ahead and made the commitment in November of 22.
Wild.
We didn't even have our house on the market.
Mm-hmm.
Mom wasn't wanting to move at that point. So it was kind of a leap of faith. It's like, oh, but this space, I know how hard it was to find this space. I am signing the land lease and putting down my deposit, and had them. I said, please go ahead, do your background check, do whatever you need to do to make sure that I'm a fit for you.
Totally.